Hi, I'm Justin Wallace for Sod University. If you're watching this video, likely you're contemplating putting in a new lawn. And whether you do it yourself or you use an installation company, there are some things to know about the process before you get started. And there are some things you need to do to get the lawn ready to go before grass is installed. Before you do anything else, we highly recommend testing your soil. Do this before killing off your old grass and installing your new sod. The soil test is very inexpensive, and it'll tell you which nutrients your soil currently lacks. Working from the ground up is the best way to help your new lawn establish and grow successfully. The most enjoyable part about installing sod is step 2, choosing the type of grass you want. Before picking the prettiest or the cheapest of options, do your research. It's important the grass you install can grow in the environment and the climate you live in. This includes both the location of your home as well as the conditions your lawn presents. For instance, if you live in a warm or humid climate, or you've got a lot of shade in your yard, you're going to want a grass that can survive in these conditions. It's also good to have a better understanding of the differences between characteristics like the color, the texture, or the amount of maintenance that'll go to caring for the grass you choose. The third step is finding out how much sod you're going to need. The Sod Solutions Area Calculator is a very simple tool you can use to measure outdoor spaces. It'll also tell you how many square feet you'll need to cover. Simply start by entering your address, draw an overlay shape over the area you plan to install the new sod in, and get the amount of square footage you'll need to cover. You can then take this amount to get a quote or order directly through Sod Solutions at sodsolutions.com. The next two steps are about preparing your lawn before the day of installation. Before you install, clear the area of any old grass, vegetation, or debris in the area that you plan to work in. If you're getting rid of your old grass, we recommend these following steps. Begin by making an application of non-selective glyphosate-based product to the lawn 10 to 14 days before the sod installation takes place. Wait about 3 to 4 days and then make a second application if any green areas are still alive. Once the old grass is dead, use a sod cutter or a rototiller to remove the top layer of grass. Although these machines can seem quite intimidating to a homeowner, trust me, it's a lot easier than trying to get out the old grass with a rake or a shovel. Oftentimes you can actually rent those machines like a rototiller or a sod cutter at your local big box or hardware store. If you're using a professional installation company, likely they're going to have their own equipment to come in and remove your old grass. Now that your old lawn is removed, you've got a clean slate to work from. Taking the time to prepare and level the soil before installation has a ton of benefits. First, it makes it easier for the new roots to penetrate the soil deeply and evenly. Secondly, as a result, deep roots make the lawn a lot more dense and drought resistant. Lastly, a dense lawn outcompetes weeds and resists insects better. Start prepping your soil by reducing compaction with a rake or a hoe. From here, use the soil test in step 1 to determine if you need to add or remove any organic matter. Adding or removing organic matter will help level the lawn out for an even surface. Smooth out the soil surface with the back of a rake or another landscape tool to get a visual of how leveled your lawn is after these adjustments. Again, if you're using professionals, they should do this for you. Wait for rain or irrigate the area with a sprinkler or hose to help settle the soil a little more and smooth the soil surface one last time. Now that you've got your area prepped and ready to go, it's time to finally have the grass delivered and installed. Here are some tips to go through to help you out. Be sure to have the grass off the pallet and installed in 48 hours or less to keep it healthy and strong. You don't want it sitting in your driveway for days baking in the sun or getting dried out. A truck driver will drop off the sod pallets at your house. Plan on where the sod will be delivered so you can place it in a convenient location. Don't place the pallets of sod in the installation area. You don't want the pallets to get in the way while you're installing. Use wagons or wheelbarrows to help transport slabs to where you're working as you move around. Make sure you've got plenty of help and all the right hand tools you'll need. So a utility box cutter is very handy to cut oddly shaped pieces to fit around curbs or other landscaping. A landscape edger or machete is also helpful for cutting around corners and edges. Use a brick-like pattern when laying each piece of sod out. Place the pieces together as tightly as possible to prevent weeds from pushing through and to retain moisture. Once installed, a great option would be to roll your lawn to smooth it out for a uniform level surface. Like sod cutters and rototillers, you can also rent these at your local hardware store. Watering your newly sodded lawn on the day of installation is essential. You want to water it enough so that the soil is moist 3 to 4 inches deep. Typically, this can be done with 10 minutes of watering in each area of your lawn. You'll also want to give your new lawn nutrients that will help the roots establish. Lawnify's New Lawn Starter Box is a great starter fertilizer you can use on the day of installation to help get the grass established. Simply hook up the bottle of liquid fertilizer to the end of a garden hose for an even spray. The first bottle on day 1 will be Lawnify Grow that should be applied at 1/2 rate on your newly planted sod. Congratulations, you've now got a brand new lawn. Now you got to get it growing and established. To do that, check out our lawn establishment guide for proper maintenance practices over the next 30 days or so. For Sod University, I'm Justin Wallace.